All right, so I'm going to start over. So welcome to the Instructional Technology Master's Program Information Session. Today we're going to focus on instructional design and development concentration. For those of you who have visited our program website, you might have noticed that we have three concentrations, and instructional design and development is one of them. And you can feel free to explore other concentrations if you're interested. But today we're going to focus only on instructional design and development concentration. I apologize, there is a typo here on development. So we're going to start. My name is Lian Song, and I'm the program director for this concentration. And I have my name there, and I will share my contact information toward the end of the presentation this evening, so you will have my contact information as well. And you can also find my contact information on the program's website if you need to contact me. So about the program, this is a field that actually a lot of people are not very familiar with, and it's a field that focuses on instructional design and development, and people can find instructional designers positioned in a variety of contexts, including higher education, business and industry, government, military, health industry, as well as school districts. And there is really good job market out there, and especially given the current situation being under pandemic, and there is a lot of e-learning, training, online, virtual learning taking place, and I'm sure there is a big demand for instructional designers to help promote programs putting online. So there is really a good job market and very promising field for people to consider maybe a career change or going to a field where you can find a different career from where maybe your undergraduate program was about. So that's a kind of quick overview of what the program background is about. Students in the program will learn to apply instructional design principles to develop e-learning and training solutions to human performance problems. And with that, you can see that this will work both in business and industry, as well as school districts and higher education, government. As long as there is training or learning involved, there is a need for instructional designer, and that's what this field, this concentration is about. And you will learn to become an instructional designer. And you will learn design innovative learning materials and training materials for a variety of contexts, and you will learn to implement and evaluate instruction and training to decide what would be the best practices to teach a topic or to train people to learn a topic. Some of the program highlights include our first one, and I want to emphasize, is that our program is fully online, and all of the courses are going to be either asynchronous or synchronous, meaning some of the courses you may have live sessions with other students in the class and an instructor there at the same time, which is synchronous, and other classes will be mostly discussion based, where you can participate anytime and anywhere. There's no designated time that you have to be online, and that's asynchronous. So we have a different formats to meet learning needs from a diverse learner population. And our instructors are very experienced, and many of the professors in our program have graduated from the instructional technology field and have taught online classes for many years, and have developed online training for other organizations. So very experienced instructors and recognized scholars, and our instructors and faculty members have published in different journals in the field and made presentations at national and international conferences. So you will get to work with those very experienced instructors in our program. And we do our best to make our course accessible. It's almost kind of required. We make it accessible because we follow quality matters criteria and to design our course that's accessible. And we integrate authentic learning tasks in our coursework, so students will get to apply what they're learning in the course in a real world context. So that's one of the missions that we have in our program. For the admission requirement, it's online application. We take students with undergraduate GPA 3.0 for full admission, and we do have a conditional admission for students with 2.75 undergraduate GPA. And we have rolling admissions throughout the year, so students could apply to start their program in spring or summer or fall, and we take applications year-round. I thought I'd just share some curriculum overview highlights of the courses that we have. And as a matter of fact, we have recently redesigned our curriculum, not only to meet the field standards, but also to meet the needs of the field for professionals. The specific standards we're looking and we have aligned our program to is AECT standards, American Educational Communications Association. Technology, and we align our program, our coursework to AECT standards, and also looking at the trends in the field to see what are some new topics and what are some emerging technologies, and we do our best to integrate those in our curriculum, make updates as we go. So as you can see on the slide here, some of the courses you can see we learn foundations in learning technology and design, and you will have good introduction to learning sciences and introduction to instructional design development. And in this concentration, you will have advanced theory in instructional design, which is kind of a higher level of instructional design principles you will learn to apply for designing and developing training and instruction. And you will learn multimedia technology skills to design multimedia materials, following multimedia learning design principles. And you will also learn some research skills because a good practice is grounded in literature. So we need to be better informed by the literature in order to follow the best practices in our field. And we recently added a new course to our curriculum, which is called Project Management, because a lot of our graduate students, when they graduate from our program, they go to work in companies, business, and industry, like in military. We have people working in government and higher education. So they, as they progress in their career, they become managers and to manage instructional design projects. And so project management is a useful skill set for the instructional designers to have. Therefore, we integrate this new coursework into our curriculum. And toward the end of the program, students will complete the instructional technology capstone class, where they kind of integrate all they have learned throughout the program into designing and developing a digital portfolio project. We have some elective courses for students to choose, and again, students have the option to choose different courses as their electives. We just have some, options available to the students. For example, we have Foundations of Distance Learning Theory and Practice course for students to choose. We also have e-learning design development, and again, that we try to go along with the current trends in the society and in the field in general. With all the schools and business going online, working remotely, e-learning design development is almost kind of must-have skill for instructional designers. So we have those courses for students to choose as their elective options. We also offer adult learning theory course, motivation course, and game-based learning course. So we have a variety of elective courses for students to choose from. And there are some people who might not be sure certain whether they want to get a full master's degree or not. They want to get a taste of what instructional design is about. And we do offer instructional design development PBC program, which is post-baccalaureate certificate program. It's not a full master's program. It's a certificate program. It's a shorter course sequence, only has 4 courses in this PBC program. So if you're thinking of either a quick way to get started with this new field, being an instructional designer, or you're thinking about, I want to take some courses to see what this field is about, and then decide later whether you want to continue with a master's degree. So PBC will be a good option for those people, I was talking about. And the good thing about the PBC is that once you complete the PBC and you like the field and you want to learn more and better equipped to be a better instructional designer, and you may consider continue on and to get a master's degree, because those credits can be used towards your master's degree. So you're not wasting your time taking those courses. And those courses in the PBC are, Intro to Instructional Design and multimedia skills, foundations of distance education, and advanced theory and instructional design. The admission requirement for the PBC is the same as the full master's degree program. And that's kind of brief introduction to our instructional technology master's program with a concentration on instructional design and development. And the last slide, I share my contact information and also the links to apply to the program, which you can also find from Towson's website. So if you go to towson.edu and search for instructional technology program, master's program, you will be able to find those links. So these are available on Towson's website and available on the slides as well. And I'll be happy to share those slides again. It's being recorded, so you can view the recording later. Or if you like, I will be happy to email those slides to you, and if you want to share your email with me. So that's a brief introduction. And does anybody have any questions? You can either just unmute yourself and speak your question, or you can type your question in the chat.
How different is this focus in, as far as this master's degree goes, opposed to the one that's educational technology? I'm a teacher,
Okay.
and this was the closest one that was being offered as far as a webinar goes. And I have a yeah, I just kind of know the differences.
Okay. So education, you're a teacher, and educational technology specifically for teachers and educators in schools, for them to help prepare them to be a better educator who will be able to integrate technology in the teaching and in the training in the school district. And so basically it's, the integration of technology in classroom instruction for schools. So that's the educational technology focus. And the instructional design focus, we do have some teachers who enroll in the instructional design focus with a different maybe career outlook. So if you're looking to stay in the classroom and looking for better ways to integrate technology, maybe educational technology will be a better option for you. If you're thinking, maybe I want to be a curriculum specialist one day and working in a school district office, or change my career to work in other contexts, and then instructional design development might be an option for you. There are some courses that are overlap in between these two programs, and some of them are kind of unique, where this concentration focuses very much on instructional design, and educational technology, we put more emphasis on integration of technology in schools. Does that help answer your question? Erin, do you have any additional questions for the difference between educational technology and instructional design? Okay. All right, got it. You see that in the chat. And Marisa also has a question. So you have a degree in education, and you're looking to shift into instructional design. That's a very good question, and you're in the similar situation with a lot of other people in our program, and they have a degree in education and in other field, and they're looking for a career change. And instructional design is a very good field to make this career change because we don't require specific undergraduate background. So coming from any background, people can come to our program and get a master's degree and make the career change. And you will learn software programs in our program to help you become competent as an instructional designer. So instructional designer, at the core of an instructional designer is instructional design. So you will learn the foundation is instructional design principles. And of course, there will be some software packages that you need to know how to use in order to become a better instructional designer. Those packages, we have recently purchased licenses for Articulate and Captivate and Camtasia. Those are very popular software tools working in the field of instructional design and working in business industry. So we have those covered in our program. In terms of coding languages, so for instructional designers, you don't have to have very high-end coding skills because a lot of the software packages, they don't necessarily use coding languages, but rather they have packaged blocks where you can easily use and apply. So in terms of coding language, I'm not so sure that what specific coding language you're referring to, but the software packages probably cover a lot of the ground in terms of use of technology for instructional designers' job. Okay, so Marisa has another question about, whether you need to buy those software licenses. So the good news is that when we purchase those software, we purchase certain number of licenses for students to use. So within our program, you will have access to those software, and you don't need to purchase those software. And I hope that helps answer your question, Marisa, in terms of whether you need to buy the software. No, you don't need to purchase the software. And for the software we cover in our courses, we will give you the access to the software. In terms of specific computer specifications for the software, typically, and most of the software we use in our program will work in both PC and Mac. And most of the students, I have taught software like specifically I have taught to use Articulate, and I haven't heard students complain about not being able to use the software on their computers. So I imagine most computers are compatible with the software packages that we have. So I hope that answers your question, Marisa. And if you have additional questions, feel free to type in the chat room. And I have another question from Nikki. We're interested in school library media concentration, and that's another concentration within our program. I don't think there is a specific session for school library media in this round, but I will be happy to point you to the right person to talk to, Dr. David Robinson. So I'm going to type in the chat, and I'm going to type in his email address. And so feel free to contact him directly, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer your question. It will help you, guide you through the application process. You're welcome. Any other questions? And I want to go back to Erin, if you're still there. And so if you're a teacher and looking for educational technology program, sometimes we have a cohort or collaborative program with school districts. So if you're interested, you can send me another email telling me which school district you're working for, and I'll help you to see whether there is a collaborative program for your school district that you might be able to join. Baltimore City, right now we don't have a Baltimore City collaborative program, but we're always looking for opportunities. So, if we have enough demand from teachers from Baltimore City, we'll be happy to offer, a collaborative program with Baltimore City teachers. As it stands now, for the fall start, we don't have one yet. But, as I said, we're open to opportunities, and we'll let you know once we have one. Okay, so Marisa has a question. How long does it usually take to complete the PBC versus the master degree program? So if it really depends on how many courses you can take each semester. So let me give you the number. Master degree program is a 12-course, 36-credit program. So, doing the math, if you can take at least 2 courses per semester, that will be 6 courses a year. So you will be able to finish the master degree program in 2 years, or in 24 months, depending on when you start the program. And of course, if you can take more than 2, that means, you will finish the program even sooner than 24 months. In terms of PBC, so even though PBC has only 4 courses, the way how we design the courses, the sequence of the courses, not all the courses are offered each semester. So typically for a PBC, you might still need to take, I would think, maybe 3 semesters, 2 to 3 semesters to complete the PBC program. And another question is it too late to apply for the fall? No, it's not. The fall application deadline is August 1st. I do recommend people to apply as soon as possible because I know from our course enrollment, the fall courses are getting filled up very quickly. So, the sooner you get accepted into the program, the sooner you will be able to register for fall courses. Any other questions? Okay, so here's another question. Our courses are traditionally semester-long length, and it's actually not anymore. We used to offer regular semester-long courses, and ever since we converted our program online, we redesigned our curriculum to be 7-week courses. And actually, I forgot to mention this in the presentation. So all of our courses are 7-week long. And many people like 7-week courses because for each regular semester, there are 2 7-week semesters. So 7-week 1, 7-week 2. So if it works out for you, I know may not work out every semester, but if you're taking 2 classes, you might be just taking 1 class at a time. So maybe you will take 1 class in the first 7 week and your second class in the second 7 week. Like I said, it doesn't work out every semester for your specific course sequence, depending on your course sequence. But anyway, the courses are 7-week long. Any other questions? I know our session was designed to be 30 minutes, and I'll be happy to stay longer if you have any additional questions. I'll wait for a few minutes to see anybody having any additional questions. You don't have any additional questions, and keep my contact information. You can contact me anytime for any questions you may have about our program. Okay, I don't see any more questions. Okay. Um, so if you're interested in the doctor program, and let me give you the doctor program director's name, Dr. Bill Severa, and his email address. So feel free to contact him for any questions regarding the doctor program. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer your questions. You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording, but I will stay online to answer any additional questions that you may have.